So,
stand on a ruckus and kill us.
No, Siri, no!
So
Okay.
it was a good idea. First of all, was it a good idea at the last minute to come out here? Let's start with
Absolutely. We had second row seats.
Mhm.
Front row was sold out. They made the announcement this morning. Me and the guys talked about it briefly and said, let's go. And we went. $20 a ticket for a second row seat for quality wrestling action for 3 hours.
3 hours. Yes.
We got to see Veda Scott versus Rachel Ellering, which is a great matchup. Rachel Ellering continues
Holla.
to get better.
Yeah.
And she is not bad at all, but continuing to improve is a solid thing. Veda Scott, of course, was great. Shout out to Ken Dixon, who listened to me mumble when I was trying to introduce myself. He's known best for his MCW work, which when we went up to the Broken Anniversary, I was personally excited to see him because he's one of the few that I interact with on Facebook sometimes. But I couldn't really get the words out edgewise, because...
It's a celebrity, and Stan has issues with celebrities.
I get awestruck. It happens.
Awestruck, yeah.
It happens.
Yeah. Well, why'd you get squarely with Veda? Why'd you get the girly voice?
I couldn't. I was. Because it was an exciting moment, and I really should have been sitting down.
Can you make this after me? Can you drop back to my
Right, my name is Steve. And it was all awkward after that.
And she kept wanting to spell his name STAY AWAY. Like, stay away.
No. She wanted me to stay with her. Yeah.
No, that was your personal stat.
That's why that's why she already had her shit packed and walking out the door.
I noticed the cops were kind of giving me the stink eye because I was drooling a little bit.
Speaking of stink eye, let's give props for Rob for interrupting a match and getting the stink eye from the ref.
Corner to corner strikes again.
Yes.
This time it was the ref. Who? Bryce was his name?
Bryce, yes, Bryce.
Which great ref did his debut in Nova Pro tonight. The other two refs, who they didn't really say their names, and that's probably good because I could have cared less. But they seemed like they were one guy, the brunette, just all by himself, just kind of standing there watching instead of really being the ref.
Well,
At least the other two were being ref. And that could have been. Maybe he's new.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe you got skirt.
Yeah, you got to start somewhere.
Maybe if you skirt. Maybe you say your skirt.
That's right.
Hey, but let's move on to some
So
good old fashioned.
I'm going to mispronounce your name, and I'm sorry ahead of time. But if anybody from Nova Pro is listening, first off, we will definitely be making our appearance here again. Secondly, it was a hell of a night. Now, it started off with Angelus Lane, or Angelus Lane. I'm
The
sorry.
Bride of Frankenstein, Angelus Lane.
Beating up a blonde-haired woman who was absolutely stunning. And yet again, I suck at remembering names.
But she had some good house spots.
Yeah.
That was a pretty decent match.
But that was a great way to start the night. Had her talking trash while fans are still doing the meet and greet. We were actually talking to Rachel Ellering at the time, and we thought that Rachel Ellering was going to go ahead and jump the rail, so to speak, and have a few words with Miss Lane, but no, her opponent came out there and had a solid showing, I think. But it wouldn't be the last time we'd see her tonight. No. We would see her later. We had the Commonwealth Cup qualifying matches. First off, from Ground Zero Wrestling, we met a gentleman who was advertising for them in MCW during the meet and greet portion. 6 different guys, one of which was Ken Dixon.
6-man scramble.
Yeah, that's right. 6-man scramble. And the winner was, help me out, guys. It wasn't the guy with his grandma's robe.
No.
And it wasn't Ken Dixon, and it wasn't the other guy with the chain.
It was the guy with the help.
Let me see if I can find the card again.
We're looking up the card as we speak.
That way we don't butcher no name.
Bobby Shields. It was Bobby Shields. That's who it was. Bobby Shields got the win in the 6-man scramble. We got to see John Kerman versus yet another gentleman who was the very first time I'd ever seen him in a MMA style wrestling match. Was actually pretty good. A lot of mat wrestling, a lot of reversals, a lot of kind of scrambling in the middle of the ring to get control. John Kerman wins with the armbar submission hold, which, again, solid matchup.
Chet Sterling was pretty darn incredible.
Yeah, versus the young lion Alexander James. I'm pulling that
Fancy boots.
fancy boots.
Old boots.
This guy.
See, free kilo boots.
So there was a group of 4 guys in the right side of the arena from where we were sitting, and these guys were jacked all night, ready to go. And they told him that his C-3PO boots sucked. I happen to disagree. I thought they were very nice boots, sir. Very well done. It was a hell of a matchup. But by the way, Chet Sterling, if you didn't know, is different.
Different.
Not like good different, but like different.
He's like different.
He's just different. And everybody knows that Chet Sterling is different. Having I think it was the PWI Ultra J Championship, which looked cool, I must say, as a quote-unquote belt mark as I am. It was actually a really sharp-looking title. What did you guys think was the match of the night? When we look at, this is our first exposure to it. These guys, brand new to us, with the exception of Trevor Lee, Veda Scott, Rachel Ellering, and of course Sanjay Dutt. I mean, we had a vague knowledge of the Carnies, which is awesome to see them the first time. And Ken Dixon, who I've only seen on Facebook. This was the first time actually getting a chance to see him wrestle, which was cool. What did you guys think? Like my drive. What did you guys think match of the night was?
Sanjay, Trevor Lee.
Sanjay and Trevor Lee?
Yeah. I'll take the bad boy Joey Janela
Yeah.
versus Logan Easton LaRue.
And he is the 1%.
Champion of the 1%.
Champion of 1%. And he had his very own 1%ers in the audience. Straight out of their work at whatever office building that they work at.
Straight out of probation.
I don't know. I didn't see the ankle monitors, but they were there supporting Logan Easton LaRue. And that matchup was tremendous. There was a spot on the outside. Janela puts LaRue on a chair, has him sitting down, runs all the way around the ring, hitting a kind of a bicycle kick type thing. Does it twice. So good he had to do it twice. And it was awesome. Janela, he took a hell of a beating on his shoulder. He was all cut up. Front and back and on the underarm. Looked like he was a little bit worse for wear. Different points in the matchup. Speaking of worse for wear, we all were talking about it, and even though the matchup was tremendous, Trevor Lee looked like maybe he was a little worse for wear, we'll say. Maybe them backwoods things be going on. I don't know. Not my business. But he looked a little worse for wear. Let's see here. Come on, guys, help me out. Who else did we see tonight?
Eric
Royal. And
remained undefeated.
he took on a newcomer from Ohio, making his Nova Pro debut tonight. Ricky Page, I think was his name.
I like that guy.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
I like that.
Yeah. He was one that had Venom on his tights. And if for a guy that's 285 pounds, he can really move. Both of those guys could really move. That was impressive. But I think maybe the tag team appearance of the night, first off, the Sandwich Squad or the Sandwich Crew.
Sandwich Squad.
Sandwich Squad. Mm-hmm. And
sometimes you gotta eat a sandwich.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta eat a sandwich. Sometimes you gotta maybe make sure your sweatpants have a good enough drawstring so you're not, putting on a show that you weren't really looking to put on.
Hey, they weren't prepared to wrestle at that point. They were out there just mingling with the crowd, and they were going to save their fellow tag team.
But here's the thing: he made the run in, pulled his sweatpants right back up, got to work. He didn't hesitate. There was no kind of sign that there was, that he had to stop and correct himself. I mean, he kept going, which is probably the goal. I mean, you can't really have a moment like that and then just wait, guys. Had to correct myself. Got to fix. I got a wardrobe malfunction. But I think that was they definitely, the Sandwich Squad definitely had the biggest reaction of the night and probably the biggest following. And this wonderful car in front of us is going, I want to go a little slower.
Well, if you're not exactly up their tailpipe.
Well, I wasn't trying to be, but suddenly they're like...
you want me to tell them to pop the trunk so you can get in?
No. I mean, maybe. No, I don't want them to. Just tell them to stay where they're at, damn it. Sorry.
Well, now they're going to come over.
And they want to move to the right now. Because they figure...
They're filming a podcast. They're filming a radio show, too. They had their phone up.
Phones up!
But,
Well, so 3 hours of...
I mean, I thought it was a very well put together card, very well put together show. You could tell that they do this, and it was good.
Yeah?
They had Nova Pro swag.
Yeah.
I'll definitely be picking up a Nova Pro t-shirt next time I come.
Got a chance to see the Commonwealth Cup in person, which was really cool. Looked really nice. Nice looking trophy.
Stan, you can't have it.
I know. Maybe one day they'll make a replica. I don't know.
Not everybody gets a trophy.
Damn it. But I want a trophy.
That would be hilarious. If they come out with the Commonwealth Cup and then everybody gets one. Like, everybody's a winner.
Yes! Get our participation awards.
Give them a little small little ones, like, yeah.
Oh, goodness gracious. Had a cool conversation with Sanjay Dutt before the show started. Talked to him a little bit about his time helping out down in NXT for a few weeks. A cool little tidbit of information where he said that he was one of the road agents for some of the shows they were doing down in Florida. I thought that was pretty cool. How old is Sanjay Dutt? How long has he been active?
Sanjay's been active for quite a while. Let's go to the net.
To the intranet. Google is our friend.
I've seen Sanjay a number of times, and he just never seems to disappoint.
Yeah, I was just blown away by the matchup. I mean, Trevor Lee is great. Sanjay Dutt is great. I've seen him on television, both guys. That somersault power slam that Trevor Lee does looks ridiculous. I mean, that is scary. The reverse Frankensteiner that Sanjay did to Trevor Lee, I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but it looked like he could have broken his freaking neck. It was pretty damn cool. There were so many different things, and this is the coolest part about seeing independent wrestling overall, but also just seeing something that's local. One, you get to see new guys and learn about new faces that you've never seen before and could very well end up on television anytime. You also get a chance to see moves and spots, I guess, that you wouldn't normally see on television. Like, how about in that John Kerman match, that MMA style match, where the gentleman he took on spiked him with a pile driver that looked just vicious. And John Kerman looked like he was worse for wear for a good majority of that time after that pile driver.
Yeah, I mean, that was I don't even know how you would describe that. I mean, that was like almost from his knees, and he just spiked him.
Yeah, I mean, he pulled Kerman's legs up, but he was only, if anything, he was crouching. He wasn't in a full extension standing up, but drilled him with a pile driver type move. It was pretty stiff, pretty snug.
Crouching Kerman hidden headbutt.
Yeah. I think they say that John Kerman lost 2 inches of height that day because he got his neck pushed all the way down into his spine.
Yeah. I didn't know how the match was going to start at first. I was like, what is this? But then as the match went on, it was like, wow, it was a different style match.
Yeah.
It was good.
They had a good mixture. They had comedy. They had athleticism, of course. They had hard hits. They had high spots that you wouldn't normally expect. We kind of gave the guy a hard time, but Chet Sterling was really good. Alexander James was good. The gentleman that said he was better than Ben Affleck Alex Daniels, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
He was the second qualifier for the Commonwealth Cup with the help of Bobby Shields. He had a matchup with Rayo. And they had a solid competition. Between the two of them, it was, it kind of reminded me of just watching like the Cruiserweight Classic with some of these matchups tonight. Just back and forth action. You really, maybe if you had a better understanding of the guys, see multiple shows for Nova Pro, you know what to expect, and maybe you know who's going to come out the winner. But that was probably the coolest part, because we really didn't know who's going to go over and why or any of that, and it really didn't matter. It was just awesome matchups all around.
We didn't know at Nova Pro.
That's right. But during the intermission, we had a chance to talk to a couple of the fans. We were in line for a hot dog and a drink. And I asked one guy just standing right behind us, hey, how many times have you come to Nova Pro? He said this was his second night, his second chance to see him, and he was certainly going to come back. It's his second time actually at that same spot at the Annandale Fire Hall, which, by the way, the Annandale Fire Hall is a great location for a wrestling match. How many people you think was there tonight?
A couple hundred.
I was telling Eddie, I was texting him because he asked me what the crowd looked like. 200-300, I thought, easily. A well-rounded crowd, guys, girls, young, old.
Yeah.
There were kids in the audience. One kid ran up to give Sanjay a hug at the end of the match, end of the night.
That was his kid.
Was that his daughter?
That was his kid.
Yeah. I would imagine the guy filming was his dad.
Ah, okay. Maybe that's why he was giving us the stink eye. It's like, these fans are idiots. Sorry, Sanjay's dad.
Stan ruined their family video.
No, if anybody ruined the family video, it was Rob, who was distracting the ref.
That was not Sanjay's match, though.
What's going to be great is
Or was it?
we'll all be immortalized forever on that home video.
Yeah. Well, and then they were videotaping it for DVD. Looks like they make all of their shows into DVDs, which is cool. Hey, I actually got a chance to see that the Brutes, Mark James and Jimmy Parker, had been there before. I did not know that. And Mark, shame on you for not telling me, damn it. I would have come up there and made a special trip just to make sure I got a chance to watch your work. Oh, God. Tons of merch out there. They had
Listen to Stam name dropping. Isn't it?
Hey, I'm sorry. I mean, I didn't realize that some of the people I knew actually had worked there before.
Or they actually existed.
Hey, that's not nice. As far as I know, they did.
Sorry, that's the mean comment. I'm done.
We wanted to take a chance to see if we could talk to the Carnies, but I don't. When everything was done, I don't think they were signing autographs or anything, because they weren't at their merch, and I didn't see them anywhere. Like, I didn't see them. I didn't see Trevor Lee at the end. Of course,
Trevor Lee was out at his table.
Was he at his table?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rachel Ellering had looked like she may have left.
Yeah, she went out there pretty much once the match with Sanjay ended. She was there for a couple seconds, and then I think she probably took her leave. I know Shine 41 is taking place tonight on Flow Slam, so that'll be interesting. I look forward to seeing the results for that. But I could have swore she was booked for that, so I guess I had that one wrong.
Where's that at?
Shine was up in New York, I think, tonight.
Sure it's not tomorrow? Maybe she's hitting the road?
Could be. I'll have to look it up. Gosh.
I liked it, though, because there was a lot of interaction.
Yeah.
I like the smaller shows where they interact with the fans.
Yeah. And I always like learning about the new people. I mean, that was the coolest part. The first one, the 6-man scramble for the qualifier for Commonwealth Cup, those were all new people, with the exception of Ken Dixon and I can't remember that other guy's name. Who was the guy that came in with the chain? I'll have to look it up.
So dirty.
But a good majority of them were from Ground Zero Wrestling. We were talking to one of the guys that was actually standing with Rachel Ellering before the show started. He was passing out flyers for Ground Zero Wrestling and also for MCW for tomorrow night, which of course has that pre-show stuff.
Don't even talk about it.
Yeah. Taking supplements.
Yeah, we should also mention too that the other federation, not Maryland, but the other one he was passing stuff out for. I think he said the show was free, if I remember right.
Yeah, Ground Zero Wrestling. We've got the flyer.
March 25th.
Yep, and it's a free show. Ground Zero is based out of Richmond. They are. When we went to NXT, when we took the kids to
If I can hit the
NXT.
light real quick, I'll tell you.
And I'm blinded.
Ridge, Maryland.
Oh, okay.
That's where the free show will be on the 27th.
Right. And we'll make sure we post up the address and the website for Ground Zero. Of course, if you follow MCW, which I'm pretty sure our listening audience does, their tickets are still available for general admission. I know their first 5 rows for MCW is sold out tomorrow night. So MCW very quickly growing into one of the top of the Northeast. So good for them. Nova Pro with showing like tonight, I could definitely see them with 1,500 in the audience. I assume it's just a matter of getting the larger venues booked and going from there. The next show for Nova Pro is at the Jewish Community Center in Annandale. I think that's what they said. I have no idea what that venue looks like or how many people that will hold, but we'll have to check that out. And of course, we'll put that one up on the Twitter and on our Facebook page. And we'll be updating corner-to-cornerwrestling.com. Actually, I'll probably be updating that tonight with photos, and maybe I'll put the audio from the pre-show there as well. Let's see. What else, guys?
Well, I thought it was pretty solid. It looks like they have some regular fans
Yes.
that are there all the time. There were a number of them that knew the music, who was coming out, knew certain chants they had. That's definitely interesting for them to have a regular audience.
Yeah, I mean, that I'm aware of, and folks, if you're following us on Twitter at C2C Radio Show, you can, of course, send us your thoughts and comments from tonight's show, and maybe bring us up to speed if we're making any mistakes here, but that I'm aware of, Nova Pro has not been around for maybe a year and a half, maybe 2. But again, solid showing, and it's really good to see one that's closer to us than, say, MCW.
Yeah. We'll definitely check it out again, I think. There's no problem there.
Not bad for a Friday night, last minute, hey, let's go see some wrestling.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing? I don't know. What are you guys doing?
What do y'all want to do? Well, let's go to wrestling.
Sweet! $20 put us in the second row, which was cool.
Yeah.
I wanted to point out that the light fixtures were just high enough so that when they jumped off the top rope, they didn't hit them. But there were a couple spots where guys had them up for a vertical suplex that you could swear their toes were just going to hit those fixtures.
Change the light bulbs.
Let's see. There were interesting chants. There was "eat" for the Sandwich Squad. They just kept chanting "eat."
Oh yeah. Speaking of that, how cool was it that you win your match and they give you these big hoagies?
That was so awesome. So the Sandwich Squad, again, by far the most over group there. And when they win their matchup, they roll outside the ring. They're celebrating, slapping hands, and there is 2 dedicated fans with foot-long hoagies for each guy. Which you should have seen the one guy jump out of his skin when he saw the sandwich, because I thought he was going to eat his hands before he got there. It's ridiculous, but it was fun.
Yeah. It was a fun time, I think. Rob, you awful quiet. You want to sleep on? Are you the one going to sleep?
Playing the role of Brian Taylor tonight is Rob Hefner.
No, I'm waiting. I'm just letting y'all talk.
Well, I can talk all day. What do you think, man? What do you know? What do you think?
Yeah, your turn.
Hold the mic to your face. Say it with your chest.
What?
Huh? What? Come on, man.
Ross being shot.
No, I thought it was a very good show. I thought, for a show that, most shows have like the low point,
Yeah.
and then they have the high points, and then they have the ones in the middle. This was very well all high points. I mean, besides the fast pace and the movement and the length of the Sanjay Dutt Trevor Lee match, all the matches were good. There wasn't a match where you actually, where somebody stuck out as, you shouldn't be in here, you
Right.
know. The ring attire was professional. The ring was done well. It was just all done professionally. It looked good. The merch was all quality merch.
Yep.
The shirts, they were quality shirts. The photos were, they had better photos than Nikolai Volkov did at MCW. But and he's a Hall of Famer.
He wanted you to pick one, and you're like, no, I want the WWE one. I want the one with the logo.
I don't think he liked that, but
No, he really didn't appreciate your selection of his photos.
I thought it was good. I mean, quality, definitely will be back.
Yep.
Definitely gonna pick up a Nova Pro shirt, rep the Virginia Wrestling.
Yeah, I got a chance to pick up one for Sanjay. That was cool. Got a picture with Sanjay, which was even cooler. Getting an autograph from Rachel Ellering was cool. Veda Scott, also a good one. 2 more to add to the wall of wrestling. Which I don't think I've ever posted that picture of the wall of photos and autographs that we have. We should do that sometime. Is that too markish? Should we not do that?
We should do a video. Everybody pull theirs together and just do a video.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. I will have to say this though, Trevor, you work for Impact now,
Yes.
not TNA.
Yes.
You should maybe check your email to see if you got that one or not. But even Sanjay knew you worked for Impact and not TNA.
Speaking of Impact Wrestling, formerly known as TNA,
Here we go.
I'm reading Twitter today before we leave for the show, and there is this epic rant from the one and only Reby Sky, now known as Reby Hardy, talking about Impact apparently suing the Hardys for the Broken Hardy gimmick, and I don't know what else, but it's apparently something that is very serious. So serious, in fact, that they are suing Senor Benjamin. I mean, how are you going to sue Senor Benjamin? It's not even under contract.
He's the gardener.
Right.
It's called, they are trying to grasp at whatever straws they can because they realize now with the fallout that they fucked up.
Oh, definitely.
Well, I tend to think that they understand what's probably about to take place in April.
Yep.
And that the Hardys are probably going to make a return to the WWE, or they're going to New Japan, and Broken Hardys are going to blow up like crazy.
Oh, yeah.
And they just want to try and stop that at all costs.
Because they realize.
Just like Rob said, they screwed up.
I mean, what kind of company will go after a family in an attempt to cover their ass?
A broke one?
Well, that's true.
I mean, granted, it's Impact that's suing them, but
Right.
I mean, it's like anything. When you see it all the time in the business world, where somebody has a great idea, they
Right.
go off and have this great idea. Yes, they're working for one company, but it wasn't the company's idea.
Right.
Well, then they go in their own little world, and boom, no, you made too much money on the idea that I used to make money off of.
Yes.
I mean, TNA didn't jump on the merch. They could have jumped on the merch. They could have jumped on the action figures. They could have jumped on the Hobo Hardy wigs.
Oh, yeah.
They could have,
Well, and let's not forget.
they could have had little foam, airplanes and stuff.
Oh,
but
for
they
Vanguard
didn't,
1, yeah, yeah.
But they didn't do it.
Well, another big thing is that, and this is something that they're learning their lesson on right this moment throughout this suit, and that's the inability to file trademark paperwork. Because we know that with WWE, one of the things that they're great at is making sure they trademark the hell out of anything that happens, just in case it gets over, just in case it becomes the next big thing.
Yeah, and they'll do it months in advance.
Right.
You know, Vince will come up with the idea, and he'll get that trademark 6 months before he even starts the thing.
Right. We'll hear of stable names, of different catchphrases that WWE trademarks, and they never make it to television.
Right.
So, you know, Matt Hardy, being the freaking business genius that he is, trademarks the broken Hardy gimmick, basically, which is the smartest move he can make and the best protection of himself, because now it is truly his intellectual property, and TNA or Impact Wrestling didn't have the wherewithal to actually think that through when they were in negotiations for the contracts. The thing about it is, and I can't understand why, when you're Impact Wrestling and you're looking at your roster of all of the people you have, you let go of the most popular faction, the most popular character and angle that your company has been floating on. And we're talking about the Hardys, who have financed Impact Wrestling TV tapings, financed the whole Broken Hardy gimmick. They didn't ask for a dime, and they should have, but they didn't, because they, one, are successful enough where they have the money to do this, and two, they probably saw the writing on the wall and that they weren't going to re-sign.
Well, I mean, I hate to tell you TNA, but nobody tuned in to watch friggin' Lashley win the title for the umpteenth time. You know, like, the whole gimmick of him beating everybody for every title was dumb.
Yeah, I never liked those kind of ideas. Although Lance Storm did it well.
Well, I mean, Lance Storm did it because he did it with character.
Yes.
You know, he changed it, but everybody tuned in to see what stupid thing is Matt Hardy going to say this week.
Right.
What expedition is he going to go on? What premonition is he going to have? Nobody tuned in to see how can TNA screw up wrestling this week.
Right.
And, oh, by the way, one way to do that is to tape 6 months of shows at a time.
Agreed.
In the world of social media and internet wrestling, you cannot tape a whole bunch of shows. Hell, it didn't even work during the Monday Night Wars. You saw what happened. Vince had to go live every week.
And that was really the death knell for WCW when that happened.
So why do you think now it's going to, and what's the new company do? We're going to do things different. It's a different way of doing business. But first, we're going to record 6 months of shows at a time.
Well, since we're on TNA and I have the task of being the Impact correspondent for the week. Thanks, Rob.
For those following our show, Brian is now and forevermore the international, because I don't watch this shit. Brian does, so Brian can talk about it.
What do you mean you don't watch it? You're always commenting on TNA.
I got to give Rob credit, even though he says he doesn't watch it. He's probably the most dedicated Impact viewer out of the three of us.
Right?
Because you do mention it quite a bit.
He keeps trying to play it.
Let's keep a toll from now on. Who brings up TNA first?
All right. Okay. We can keep a tally.
Well, who brought it up first tonight?
Stan.
So there's the first tally. Stan. All right. So anyway, I watched last night's show, and I did not expect for them to hit the restart button last night, because everything I read said the show was going to be next week on the 16th. But I don't know if it was taped and it was the 16th show that they showed a week early, but I quite enjoyed it.
It did seem like they had it out of order.
TNA show.
Yeah.
Or an Impact show.
It's probably because the Hardys were on the other show, and they're like, shit.
Well, no, because it didn't have.
We can't very well show them on TV if we're suing them.
True.
Right from the start, Borash comes out, and he's added to the announce crew. Reno Scum shows up. Rachel Ellering is there. Alberto Del Patron wins the title. There's a couple other new ones I'm missing.
Rachel Ellering did say tonight that the folks over at Impact were very gracious, treated her very well. She had a great experience there, which is good. I'm glad that she did.
Well, from what I read, it's all the Impact tweets are saying she made her debut, so I'm assuming they're going to bring her back.
She needs to go back to NXT.
Her words, not mine. She's still a free agent. I'd love to see her in NXT. Ultimately, I think that's where she and Tessa Blanchard will land, and we'll see the continuation of that feud. But I also think that Ricochet isn't far behind.
But I also think that they both are just, I mean, as Cody showed it, you know, nowadays it almost pays. It almost is better for your creativeness and your character to be on the end, the local scene.
Right.
Because think about it. Rachel Ellering wrestled here tonight. She's going to wrestle God knows where tomorrow. Going to be out, and everybody around her knows who she is. Right. She has this cult following from all these shows she's doing. I mean, she goes to do this place, and the last time we saw her was in a ballroom at a hotel. Twice. She was awesome.
That's right. We got to watch her as part of Queens of Combat, and then again later on throughout that same night for the Mid-Atlantic Wrestling matchups. I wonder if did they have a name for that card, or was it just Mid-Atlantic Wrestling, whatever?
Legends Fest.
Yeah, just Legends Fest. Got it.
George South come out and be like, shut up.
All right. We're not talking about that. We're getting back to Impact, damn it. Because if I'm going to be the correspondent this week,
forever,
we're going to fucking lay it out there. Cody Rhodes showed up with the Global Force Wrestling title he has.
He's got the Next Gen title, right?
Yes, so he showed up with that. Challenged Moose, who of course is in Japan, so that didn't happen. Pritchard showed up, did some talking. Dutch Mantel showed up on his little motor scooter. But he's no longer, what they call him in WWE?
Zeb Coulter.
Yeah, he's no longer Zeb Coulter. He's Dirty Dutch Mantel again.
Does that mean he's going to grow his beard all long again?
Well, he's still got the half butt beard he's got now. So, but he said he's there for us, the fans.
Oh, that's good.
So, to me, it was just like a different atmosphere that you hadn't seen in a while. He brought up the fact that they had so many rising stars, and they let them walk right out the door, which was interesting. Named a lot of them. So
they had a video package that celebrated the history.
The beginning montage.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good. I did like that.
Conspicuous by their absence in those montages was the Hardys. And they also didn't have Kurt Angle in there.
Well, again, as far as the Hardys goes, they rehashed the kangaroo fight. And then Decay somehow or another gets the tag titles while they're in fucking space and time.
They were teleported from the expedition.
So,
I can't do it as well as Rob. Sorry.
I mean, I thought it was a pretty fairly decent show. Oh, Spud is the ring announcer.
Rockstar Spud?
Yeah, he's the ring announcer. So I'm assuming there's no more Rockstar Spud in...
He's just going down the chart, doesn't he?
No more Liberace, huh?
Yeah, I think that gives me...
He's the Brooklyn Brawler of the Impact.
I thought that was Grado.
Grado was horrible.
Grado wasn't there.
Huh.
Grado's working at GameStop.
Hey, where's my Nintendo Switch? Damn it, Grado.
But I think they've cleaned the roster up some. They've gotten rid of a few. So.
I mean, hopefully they turn it around. I mean, everybody is happier when wrestling has more places for everybody to work. If Impact can turn it around, this would be the best turnaround, biggest turnaround in wrestling history, if you ask me.
we asking you?
I said if.
Yeah, so now I'd be curious to know if they're going to follow through with the whole El Patron, whatever it is, comes out and hands them the title back next week, like the rumors say.
Well, I guess.
Was it the same title?
Yeah, because Lashley had it, so they haven't changed it yet.
Yeah, that's the next steps because, like, Trevor Lee tonight had the X Division title, but it still had the TNA logo on it. You hope that they transfer out these logos and get that ready because their goal is to just get rid of Total Nonstop Action and to have it Impact Wrestling and go forward from there. And I think that's a good idea. That's a good way to get everything reset. And again, I wish them the best of luck. I think they're making mistakes, but...
Oh, and one more thing. I think that Maria and Mike Bennett...
Yeah, they're gone.
May be gone,
yeah.
They made mention of them. One said that she was not, or something about she was fed up and didn't want to come back or something. And the other one said she was gone. So.
Well, Karen Jarrett is supposed to be back soon. I don't know if this is good or bad yet. We'll see.
What's the other Weasel announcer's name?
Josh Matthews.
Yes. Go fuck yourself, Josh Matthews. You were about the worst damn color commentator, whatever, that I've ever heard. That little tough guy shit you got going on now, yeah. You go take a hike. I'd rather listen to Borash and the Pope.
The Pope!
Shame he ain't wrestling.
He was cool.
Yeah, I always liked him.
I like the Pope. We're fans of the Pope.
Bring back the Pope. All right, so here's big news.
Big news.
Big news. Did y'all hear about Daniel Bryan?
The scuttlebutt is that he says he will be wrestling in a year and a half.
Yes.
I think that's when his contract expires with WWE.
Yes.
Let me ask you this. Let me pose this question to you. So, we know what the supposed condition of Daniel Bryan in his head is, and they were talking about having to suffer from seizures and all of these things. Do we truly want Daniel Bryan back in the ring? If that's truly the case of his health.
The problem to me is how much is real life and how much is smoke and mirrors.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure when he showed up at the Rumble, he had been out for a while.
Right.
And they said, go get in the Rumble, kid. And then, I don't know, a month later or whatever, they said, nope, you can't wrestle. So I'm pretty sure they knew at the Rumble whether he could go or not. So, again, if they're going to make him the poster child for their, concussion program, then they're going to keep him out. So,
it's a damn shame that they won't let him perform right now, if in fact he's truly healthy. According to him, he passed the doctor's impact tests and various concussion tests for WWE's concussion protocol, but WWE didn't want him to come back. I think it probably had something to do with their lawsuit with CM Punk and how they're attempting to protect their medical program, including their concussion protocol. But the thing of it is if Daniel Bryan does go back to the ring, say a year and a half from now, he's no longer WWE, he's now New Japan. How long is he in New Japan before he gets another damn concussion?
Wasn't this like 15?
Yeah, he did. He said something like that. He said that he knows of somewhere around 15 concussions. I've had 3 that I know of. And I know it had an impact on me.
One hasn't ended.
Probably. But I know that after 3 of them, it had a large impact on me and my health. So, 15. I can't even fathom the impact of that on someone.
can't even
fathom.
Again, though, who knows who's telling the truth?
True.
But, mean, just look at Talking Smack
Right.
and how many times they've been on the verge of a Miz Daniel Bryan match.
Right.
You know, they keep beating around the bush and chasing each other around that bush. Eventually, somebody's gonna catch the other one. So,
I mean, it could be that he's got to be healthy for a certain amount of time before WWE will let him get back in the ring, which actually would be the best slow burn feud we've ever seen.
There's now footage of AJ Styles and Shane McMahon in the back.
Right, setting up for WrestleMania. Luke Harper is out of the WrestleMania main event scene, but Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt for the World Championship. Now, do you keep Bray Wyatt with the title through Mania? Is the question. Will WWE have Randy Orton lose at WrestleMania?
I would. Let's see what he can do.
Right?
You've given it to him. Everybody's been clamoring for it since the moment he, stepped through the curtain the first time as Bray Wyatt. So let's see what he can do. He's over, so it's not like you're going to lose money on him.
Right. Oh, he is definitely over. He has a huge following. Jake Roberts says that he thinks that they have watered down the Bray Wyatt character. I think that's probably true. I think they've definitely hindered him to some extent. What about when you look at just future planning here? What about, okay, let's say Randy Orton loses at WrestleMania. Who then steps into the number one contender spot? Is it Luke Harper?
I'll have to say I've never gone under 60 miles an hour on Interstate 95 before.
I was trying to
Hey,
be
easy,
careful. One,
You see that?
First you don't
the
like my
whip
driving?
Right there?
first you don't like the driving, now you like the driving. I don't know what to do.
You maintain whatever you can maintain to get us home safely.
I'm trying to get us home safely.
Then get off the butt of the car. Back up, son. Back up. Slow down. We're good. Slow down. All right. So I think it's either AJ Styles or Luke Harper.
I think it's a smart move to keep AJ Styles in that main event. I have a feeling that we could see AJ Styles go to Raw, and we could see them doing trades, meaning that we could see maybe Seth Rollins or Finn Balor over on SmackDown.
Well, did you see Finn Balor's tweet earlier today?
Yes! Welcome back, Finn Balor!
Of
What did he say?
his suitcase with his wrestling gear in it, and he says, "Back to work."
Very nice.
About damn time.
What,
Sure,
does he go to
bitch.
next or does he go back to Raw?
He's going to Raw. He goes back to Raw. Maybe he steps in if Seth Rollins isn't really able to go in the match. Or maybe you get Finn Balor who makes an appearance in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, or something simple. Be interesting to see him win the Battle Royal. Not that he really needs that, but could still be good.
I say what you do is you have Brock Lesnar beat Goldberg.
Right?
Brock's in the ring. Finn Balor comes down. Brock talks about how, oh, you're little man, whatever. Finn Balor takes the title. Therefore, you don't have, Finn Balor reclaims what was rightfully his.
Wow.
And you don't have a part-time champ.
That'd be kind of cool. Have it like the night after Mania. Okay, yeah, you beat Goldberg. Congratulations. You slayed Goldberg. You conquered Goldberg. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, now you got Finn Balor. Whoops. That could be cool.
So I would even do it at Mania.
Just an impromptu.
Like you have, Paul Heyman down there running his mouth.
Right.
Because Goldberg, because Brock's getting to the end of his contract, I think. And then, boom. Balor's music hits.
Yeah, I don't know what Brock's contract looks like.
Or Balor's music comes out, the club comes out, and the club helps Balor beat
Beautiful.
Brock to reclaim his Universal Heavyweight title.
Rob Stradamus up in here.
As the club reclaims or continues to be Too Sweet.
too sweet. Oh, we had an interesting standoff tonight between the Four Horsemen t-shirt, New World Order t-shirt, and a Bullet Club t-shirt. But at the end of it all, we all agreed it was too sweet.
Well,
Peace in the wrestling
you and that guy did.
There's peace in the wrestling community. He was an excited fan. He was happy to be there. Trying to be nice, okay? He had a buddy that seemed like he was way too comfortable with him, but hey, you know, it's good. They were having fun. I'm getting the cut it look from Rob. I don't know what I did. Guys, I'm just being honest. I don't know if he was quite that far. Sorry, Rob. God.
We should probably bring up the fact that Roppongi Vice has now been thrown into the mix.
Right, you got
ROH.
the Bucks of Youth, the Vice of Roppongi, which is what Matt Hardy called them, and the Hardys in the Triple Threat, which is this weekend, 15th anniversary Ring of Honor show. It's interesting because the Hardys are there through April 2nd, is what I read. Actually, no, through April 1st is what I've read. April 2nd is WrestleMania. TMZ, which has been ridiculously active in the wrestling world right lately, finds Matt Hardy and asks him, have you been in communications with the WWE? Have you had contact from those in the higher up? Will we see you at WrestleMania? Hardy, of course, says that anything is possible, which is what only a smart businessman would do, and then says that if the McMahon show does him wrong or dares to cross him, then he will delete Mr. McMahon and the man with 3 H's.
McMahon.
Who do you want to put him against, though?
You know, the thing is, if you put him on SmackDown, all you got is American Alpha, because they haven't called up really anybody.
Well, I think the Usos could go with him. That would be an interesting match.
Yeah.
I say at WrestleMania you have the Usos beat American Alpha,
Right.
and then that next Monday, Hardys come out.
No, I think you gotta. You even if they don't wrestle, you still have to get the Hardys out there on WrestleMania.
If you can make it happen, you better make it happen. I think that's a great idea. But how do you do it? You just have Rebby play the piano on stage.
Yeah, you cut their promo like they did for ROH. Hey, we're here, and we're coming to get you. And that's it. You know, it don't have to be.
I'm the boogeyman.
I'm gonna get you. Well, I mean, Matt Hardy did say that Vanguard 1 did have Vince McMahon in his sights. It's a little awkward.
I'm Broken Hardy, and I'm going to...
The interesting thing is everybody knows they're going to be doing a tailgate party
right.
in the same city. It's just coincidence that the tailgate party ends at like 6:30, which would probably give them enough time. It doesn't last through WrestleMania.
Right.
It ends like an hour and a half, 2 hours prior to WrestleMania.
Interesting.
Which would then give them enough time to get to the arena well past anybody else showing up. So, you know, all your wrestlers are there, all your backstage people are there, everybody else is there. So you could very easily sneak them right in and nobody be none the wiser.
Interesting.
It is a conundrum.
And you can't tell me WrestleMania wouldn't just go crazy when they heard delete.
Or King Maxwell. Have him come out on stage. Have him just do the delete thing. The whole crowd would go nuts.
Who is this kid?
Oh, well, so who gets to fall to King Maxwell in the WWE?
Oh, that's easy. Breeze Dango.
Both of them?
At the same time.
Now he's in the handicap match and he takes it.
Maybe Mojo Rawley.
What about The Miz?
Oh,
I think The Miz
course.
would do it. That would be fantastic.
Miz would love to do that.
Cena dumps him and then picks up Maxwell and puts him on him.
Oh, hey, speaking of that, since we brought up John Cena, How about John Cena and Nikki Bella against Carmella and James Ellsworth this past Tuesday? Ellsworth.
I think Cena and Bella look good.
Yep.
Ellsworth just looks awkward, and Carmella. I mean, I think Roman Reigns gets a bigger pop than Carmella.
I think it's time you trade Carmella to Raw, or just quietly send her there. You don't even have to trade her; just send her.
You need to put her with her man.
Yeah, just put her with Enzo and Cass. Let them do what they got to do.
Just like they did Lana.
Yep.
All right, they had Lana wrestling. It didn't.
Yeah.
I don't know if it went out well, but then they quietly just put her right back with Rusev.
Well,
Yep.
I thought Lana did all right, though.
I did,
didn't
too.
think she was bad.
Well, with the storyline with Dolph Ziggler, though, I mean, they didn't have a direction really. They couldn't figure out what they wanted to do. And plus, since the company doesn't have a lot of faith in Dolph Ziggler, it appears.
No, what hurt that angle is the fact that when you're supposed to be fighting the guy,
Oh yeah, you get
and
engaged.
then
Yeah.
you tweet the picture that you're
That's
getting
right.
engaged to the guy,
That's right.
you know, that's what screwed that gimmick up.
You're absolutely right, Rob. I'm sorry. Rob's got it right. Rob Stradamus is getting it correct again. You're right, because had that not happened, they would continue that story.
Yeah, but he can't
Right.
be Rob Stradamus when he told you something in the past. It's only in the future.
Oh,
His WrestleMania predictions.
But can the wrestling world help me on a conundrum? Like, I have got a question.
Question.
Is Eva Marie and Summer Rae still employed with WWE? If so, how the hell have they kept their job when they ain't done nothing? I wish I could keep my job and not do nothing.
Or are they on Total Divas?
Are they in a total blackout?
totally under somebody's desk.
Total non-stop deletion.
I mean, with Summer Rae, I think that they think she is a good ambassador for the company, and she's there. She's doing autograph signing. She's doing the Be a Bullet or Be a Star campaigns. Be a Bullet campaign.
Don't be a star, be a bully.
I mean, they find value with her.
Bully Ray should start that up.
Don't be a star, be a bully. Bully Ray, if you do that, that's 20% to corner to corner. Well, with Eva
I got
Marie,
Matt Hardy's attorneys.
right. With Eva Marie, I think it's a factor of she was gaining steam as a bad guy, and then she got hurt, which...
No, she got suspended because she was puffing on the... I'm just kidding.
Puff give.
She tested positive, didn't she?
Oh, that's right. Damn. You know what? Rob, you're right again. She did piss dirty. Never mind.
Say that again.
I said, Rob, you're right. Damn it. Oh, boy. But, of course, we're going to talk more and more about that this coming Sunday.
In other words, Stan's not comfortable with talking about Eva Marie.
I just don't know enough about the situation when it comes to Eva Marie. I know that Summer Rae has positives when it comes to what she does outside the ring, and they consider her marketable. When it comes to Eva Marie, I don't know what that story is.
Well, I know she dyed her hair black.
Yeah, yep. So no more all red everything.
What was she, the White Witch, the Red Witch, what was she called?
Oh God.
The 85-minute intro.
The greatest
Ladies and
intro.
gentlemen.
The Hollywood Starlet. That was one of the greatest intros in the history of our sport. No? Okay.
Well, I think Stan just suffered concussion number 4.
Tony Schiavone's got a podcast out. Edge and Christian are debuting a podcast on the 24th of March. I just read about that today. Ron Bass, Outlaw Ron Bass, passed away this week.
But don't forget to tune into our show live Sunday night at 9 on Beyond Ringside Radio or ProWrestlingRadio.net. And also you can find it on replay on Spreaker.com.
That's right.
But that is live on Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
BeyondRingside.com.
Don't be late. Do not miss it.
Do not be
because you never know who or what might show up.
Or what?
He's talking about my junk.
Oh yeah, that's another thing we got to talk about on
My
Sunday.
junk?
Is
Okay. Why don't we just do that now? We'll go after hours and just let's roll with it.
Professor
You know what I'm
Dickweed.
yeah. Brian is bringing an end to a gimmick, a shtick on Corner to Corner.
That's right.
With his new Twitter handle, which is what, Brian?
You ass.
I'm not falling for this game. I know how it's played. I wrote the rules.
Professor
address-
Dickweed.
So what you need to
Address
do
still
is,
the same.
Yeah,
what
he
you-
hasn't changed his
what you
handle
need to
on
do
there.
is back it up. If you're listening to this, just back it up a few minutes, and you'll hear Brian say his Twitter handle.
No, you won't. I haven't said it.
Well, Rob changed you changed yours.
Yeah, Rob changed his.
The
did.
glorious one.
Glorious one, Rob C2C.
Yep.
And I don't know how. Now that I know how to change it, I'll come up with other funny or not funny.
Serious Twitter names. I gotta come up with a new one. Stand from Krypton is, I think, served its purpose.
And it takes up too many damn characters when you retweet this shit. Stand from Krypton takes up half the allotted 150 characters.
Well, that's the point. So you can either say yes or no to my tweets, and that's it.
Next one's going to be Stand from Krypton, but not really Krypton. Maybe near more like South Central, like Northwest
Hey,
Uranus.
what's with the guy at Nova Pro, Eric Royal, getting a huge ass reaction coming out to California Love when we're in freaking Virginia? He's got a West Coast song playing, and we're in
He's
the East Coast.
undefeated.
Damn it!
Hey, he's undefeated.
He's undefeated.
Just saying, ain't right.
He's undefeated, and that was a damn good match.
It was a really good match between really two big guys. Yeah.
Doodle.
Coming out to California Love. Come on, man, do better. Hey, and where's Cauliflower Brown? Why wasn't he there tonight? That would have been cool.
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool.
If he had run out with the Sandwich Club or Sandwich Squad.
Yeah, no, they should have brought Cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger, the Sandwich Squad, and Cauliflower Brown.
In the salad bar match.
That would have been fantastic.
Cauliflower. I don't know how you came up with that idea for that gimmick, but it's the funniest damn thing.
And we promise Stan will not sing it again.
I don't know if you count that as singing per se. It's more like chanting to himself. Oh boy! So as we're headed to our rendezvous point, I reckon it's time that we. It's time for us to close out this post-show edition.
It's time to turn it off.
Whoa!
We're getting to where we gotta go.
Oh,
Look at that person didn't even stop at a stop sign.
That got
You
scary.
bastard.
He's a bastard. Crazy ass drivers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, now the greatest hits for Brian Taylor.
Which one? I had one, but then Rob kind of stole it, so I don't know if there's any other. Yeah, forget it, Rob. You stole it.
Damn jive soul bro.
I didn't say nothing.
Turn out the lights.
Yeah,
the
see?
party's over.
Rob, didn't you say turn out something?
No, I did not.
He didn't actually, but that's okay.
What'd he say then? What'd he say?
I said we gotta
What'd he
close.
say?
I said we gotta close this one out.
Oh, you said it. Here I am accusing Rob of being a showstopper.
An icon that can still go.
Well,
I am
guess-
originator.
I guess technically, he did stop the show tonight.
Oh, he did.
He did.
Middle of the main event.
Yep. So there you go, Rob. New Twitter handle.
The main event.
Showstopper.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've got alarms playing right now.
I'm more alarmed at the fact you went from one lane to the other and then back again.
Sorry.
Oh, Lord Jesus. You know how they say people get in accidents like 5 miles from the house? We're like 2 miles from the car, dear Lord. Get us out of this Pontiac.
Stop it. You're making me laugh. You know what happens when I'm driving, you start making me laugh, Rob.
All right. Turn out the lights.
All right, follow the
Bring
show.
them down low. in your best sultry voice.
Pull that loved one close.
Give the Twitter handles.
You can follow Rob at the glorious something.
One. The glorious number one. Rob at T2C. You can follow Brian at...
Didn't I just explain to you a second ago? I wrote the rules in this game.
You can follow Brian at... Hialuza.
And you can follow me, as always, at
Behind the Stay-Away Notice.
Stan from Krypton, baby. Oh, yeah.
Now you need a sexy voice.
I have.
Sexy voice.
I have a sexy
You don't have
voice.
one?
You got a stalker voice.
It's only a stalker when they say not to come back.
Like Rachel Ellering said. Hey, thanks, buddy.
It was more like, hey there, Stan.
Hey, what's your name?
Can I write my number on the back of this photo?
Hey, Rachel.
And I said, yes, Rachel, you can. And then she said, get the fuck away from me.
Motherfucker.
She said, get the fuck away from me. Get this guy out of here.
Did you call the number? You make sure it wasn't Domino's?
I mean, maybe. I maybe saved it with a photo of her.
All right, nobody wants to hear this.
All
Turn
right.
off the show. Brian's getting cranky.
We was. I keep trying to, and you keep making me laugh. me. Excuse me.
Brian's at STRCP 21.
Or you can call him Professor Dickweed. And that, my friends, is that. We will see you Sunday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time.
Hey, watch your road.
BeyondRingside.com,
What a way to
ProWrestlingRadio.net.
This may be our last This may be our last radio show.
You
as
dirty
we all
bastards.
die in Locust motherfucking Grove.
Oh, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Hope to see you Sunday and we don't die now.